It means that that factor is constant. Any other variable that is coming in has to put that into consideration. And perhaps your team are thinking, oh, APC might not be sellable in Anambra State.
A lot of things are taken into consideration when you want to make a political decision of this magnitude. You have to talk about the candidate, who is me in this instant, the aspirant, rather, let me not say candidate, the individual. And that is why I said in any political contestations, two issues are very critical. The person.
This channel not only feed your eyes with good movies, we also bring you the hottest and the newest trend around the globe. My darlings, sit tight and enjoy this one.
Thank you so much, and it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Thank you so much indeed for coming tonight. Interesting. You abandoned the baby that you helped to birth. Why? You said it was personal. But is it possible for you to tell Nigerians the real reasons?
No, really, Shehu, like I did say, in any political contestation, two issues are very critical. One is the person. Two is the platform. For the person, it's your personal decision to make. Probably you consult your immediate family or consult people who are very close to you or people you have very close sentiments with. But when it has to do with platform, it requires the involvement of quite a lot of people, your friends, your political associates, people who you relate with. And in doing that, you consult them because they are critical stakeholders in the process once it has to do with platform. And this is exactly what we did. Our people looked at it, my team looked at it, and they said, okay, if really we want to contest the 2025 gubernatorial election, this thing was happening in 2024, that we have the only option, they think, available to us is for us to join the Labor Party. And then,
so they don't think that APC is sellable in Anambra?
Yeah, because I don't do it alone. Okay, when you're talking about platform, it requires a lot of people's involvement. So in considering those considerations, was put into place, and then at the end of the day, they recommended that I should.
Yeah, in the recommendation is the thinking that APC is not sellable, and Obi and Governor Soludo cannot be defeated by the APC. Is that the thinking?
For me, it's not about Soludo now. It's about me. It's about my ambition. It's about how I want to drive it.
But again, anybody who is
political associates.
Anybody who is contesting that election is going to be up against Chukwuma Soludo, who is the incumbent, who is going to perhaps have a right of first refusal for the ticket of his party.
Of his party, yes.
Yeah, so in that sense, there are those who will think that if you're going to run against or contest in that election, you're up against Soludo.
Yes.
And it means that that factor is constant. Any other variable that is coming in has to put that into consideration. And perhaps your team are thinking, oh, APC might not be sellable in Anambra State.
A lot of things are taken into consideration when you want to make a political decision of this magnitude. You have to talk about the candidate, who is me in this instant, the aspirant, rather, let me not say candidate, the individual. And that is why I said in any political contestations, two issues are very critical. The person and the platform. And then when you look at a platform, you look at one, the viability of the platform, the acceptability of the platform, the possibility of using the platform to win the sentiment of the people, because you are not an independent candidate. If we had the opportunity for independent candidacy, it would have been an entirely different ballgame. In this instance, it becomes you and you alone. Can I win election on my merit, on my person, with my personal recognition? But in this instance, since you have to go on a party platform, you have to weigh all the parties, weigh all the options available to you, taking into consideration the feelings of the people who you expect to vote. And then when you put it...
So it wasn't about APC. You did not have any problem with APC, did you?
No, I don't have any problem with APC. I have no problem with
it. You moved after Senator Ifeanyi Ubah died, God rest his soul.
Yeah.
That was when you exited APC, isn't it?
Yes, Ifeanyi has joined. Ifeanyi had joined APC.
No, I'm saying you left APC in August.
No, last year. October 1.
October 1 last year.
October 1 last year.
Senator Ifeanyi Ubah died in July or so. It was the end of July.
I about that. I can't remember exactly.
So it was after his death that you moved. And is your brother from Inewi?
Yeah, he's my brother.
So sad to have lost him.
My sister.
And there are those who believe that one of the things that would have threatened your opportunity, that you perhaps did not stand a chance of getting a ticket if Ifeanyi Ubah was alive in the APC.
No, the truth about it is that you have to look at my political antecedents. I'm a front runner. No pretenses about it. the platform now is immaterial. There's no political platform in this country that guy, George Moghalu, will identify with, and I will not be considered a front runner.
Are you that popular in Anambra State?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Against a Soludo?
It's not about the Soludo now.
No, but it's a factor.
It's a factor, yes. It's a factor.
It's a variable that is
constant. He has a political platform of his own. But when now I am able to get the ticket of the platform I'm seeking, then the Anambrarians will have an opportunity to now weigh all their options.
So you are obedient at the moment?
Whether I'm an obedient?
Are you?
No, I'm a member of Labour Party.
But you are not an obedient?
I'm obedient.
Oh.
I'm obedient.
So you were an obedient, but you were an APC?
No,
you were a quiet, silent, obedient?
No.
You became obedient recently?
I was APC full blood until I left on October 1, 2024.
So your blood changed as soon as you switched?
Oh, well, if you say so.
But this was about ambition, not because you wanted to leave APC. If you had the opportunity, you wouldn't leave the party that you helped to birth.
Yes, I helped to. I played a key role in the birthing of APC. There's no doubt about that fact. Because if you take my political trajectory from the Second Republic when we started, in fact, let me go back to 1999. This is the first time George Moghalu is changing political platform. It has never happened before. Everybody sees me as consistent.
Except when your party naturally changed, isn't it?
You're correct. In that instance, I didn't change platform.
On two occasions now,
we evolved.
You became...
No, we evolved.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because all of us now...
You were
APP first.
Yeah.
It was APP, then we changed the name to NPP. And then we migrated into forming APC when other political platforms came together. When we realized that to defeat the PDP as a political platform, that we needed to come together to face the behemoth then.
Let me get your view. You helped to birth the APC, but is this the kind of political party that the founders or the founding fathers of the APC thought that they were birthing?
Yeah, I wouldn't say yes, being honest with you, because when we were forming the party, it was an amalgamation of various political interests, but anchored on progressivism. We wanted to build a platform that can stand the test of time. A platform, not only a political party intended for the purposes of winning an election only, but building a platform that will evolve with time, a platform that can grow to a point where we can influence very positively the democratic principles within our country. That was the intention.
But is the party living that dream?
I wouldn't say so. A lot of things...
It's a no, isn't it?
Yes. A lot of things are not happening right. Because for you to achieve that objective, there's one key principle. And that key principle is internal democracy. And this is one thing that is lacking in most political parties. Don't forget that in 2021, while in APC, we came out to run for governorship elections. About 13 of us indicated interest to run for the governorship of the state. Bought forms, presented ourselves for screening, screened, cleared, election date, primary date fixed, and then all of a sudden, on the date of election, I don't know what must have informed that decision. While we were waiting to cast our votes, while we were waiting to contest the election, in the middle of the night, a candidate was declared as having won an election that never took place. And I went to court. And the case moved from High Court, Appeal Court, and then ended eventually at the Supreme Court in my favor, because I said primaries did not take place. We cannot write the rules ourselves and wake up at the same time to break all the rules we wrote. We said primary elections will take place. We said people who want to contest will buy forms. People bought forms. 13 of us at the end of the day bought forms.
You're watching Nolly Magic TV. My joy is to keep you updated with the latest gist. And your joy should be subscribing to this channel and giving this video a thumbs up, please.
Contest that election. And we are all screened and cleared for the election. And the election committee was constituted by the party at the highest level. And then what happened? They came and addressed us and told us elections will hold. that we should all return to our various local governments and our wards. And that's exactly what we did. Everybody went back. And they stayed all day waiting for election materials, waiting for those to conduct the election, and nobody showed up. In the middle of the night, in the privacy of a hotel room or office room, I don't know where it was, results were announced for a candidate and declared that the person has won the election. I said, no, it doesn't happen like that.
So this APC is not the APC.
No, there are a lot of things are not going on.
Since 2014.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
This is not the real party that some of you came together to form.
That is not what we expected.
I mean, you've served at the highest level in the party.
Yeah.
But you consider what the nation, what Nigerians are going through right now. Would you say the party is a failure delivering the kind of dreams to Nigerians that they sold to Nigerians ab initio?
No, it wouldn't be fair to say that the administration is a failure. It wouldn't be fair.
I'm talking about the party.
The party. No,
because the party
be
preached
fair,
change in 2015.
Yeah.
The party said that they were going to renew the hopes of Nigerians. But if you compared when Jonathan was ousted as president, and now the APC has promised that they were going to change Nigeria. But the question will be, has anything changed really in the livelihood of the people? The poverty in the land? That's a major issue at the time. Any president that has run this country since 1999 who was thinking about some very fundamentals, providing electricity in this country. Is that available? Infrastructure, making education work, poverty, getting our children to be effectively and productive. But are those really happening? Is it the kind of Nigeria that we dreamt of, that we thought that would happen? The kind of Nigeria that APC preached to us about?
Shell, the truth about it is that we are not where we are yet supposed to be. There's no doubt about that fact. There's no doubt about the fact also that the challenges are enormous. But the truth about it is that we, as a party, we met a situation that was not favorable. We met a situation that required total re-engineering. And then government started. If you look at where we were before Buhari, let me go down to the Buhari administration came into office, you will find out that where we were was in a difficult situation as a country. So effort was being made because, you see, if there were things I remember very clearly, we talked about rebuilding infrastructure. We talked about diversifying the economy because we found ourselves in a situation where we were a one-product economy. And this product, we are not even in control of it because everything that has to do with it is being controlled outside the country. And the moment there is a law or a control that is not in our favor, it affects us drastically. So the revenue available to us was very, very limited. If you remember, time was at that time under that administration when oil fell to the point of less than $18 a barrel. And if I remember, prior to that administration, every effort was being made for us to make some savings as a country. Onukonji-Iweala recommended, if you remember, insisted that we should make savings. Governors protested. And we couldn't do that. We had the opportunity of using the excess resources we had at that time to develop our infrastructure. Because there is no way you expect to grow this economy without a massive investment in infrastructural development. And if you look at the impact on the economy with the rail infrastructure that Buhari drastically invested in. And then talking about this present administration, it is not in my place to speak for them. But the truth about it is that the challenges are quite enormous and it required a lot of courage. I must commend the president for the courage he has shown in some of the decisions he has taken. But the truth about it is that something has to be done. Government must think out of the box. They must re-engineer the economy to the extent that they can impact on the general public. We cannot survive on palliatives.
So it's not going to work.
Something must be done. Something must be done to see how we can re-engineer
and what is that thing that needs to be done?
Re-engineer the economic process. It is left for government to think out of the box. That is why we asked for the people's support. That is why the opportunity was provided. And when you are given the opportunity, excuses cannot help. And that is the truth. We must face the challenge as it is and be able to address the challenges. Today, yes, efforts are being made, Bold decisions are being taken, just like the tax reform that is being looked into now, that is almost getting through. Yes, these are things we need to do. But then when we look at these things we are trying to do, they stop gaps. Because some of these decisions, difficult as they may be, has a way of impacting on the generality of the public. And so we must look at those stop gaps, those brief periods, those spaces between these 2 points. What do we do to alleviate the suffering of the Nigerian people? We must invest aggressively in our agriculture. We must think inwards. You see, when I sit down, I kept asking a few questions. I ask myself and I ask the people around me. Before the advent of oil, we had a very strong economy, agriculture-based. You talk about the granite pyramid in the north, you talk about palm produce in the southeast, you talk about cocoa in the southwest. Look at the investments that were made by our leaders then using agriculture. What has happened? The coming of oil, at times I wonder whether it's actually the source of our troubles.
A boom or a doom.
A boom or a doom. It's of great concern because we need to think out of the box. We need to go back. Let me tell you, Nigeria is a blessed nation. And anytime we are talking, we keep laying emphasis on the federal government. Let's look towards the subnationals. Every state in this country is blessed. It is about the leadership in the various states looking inwards and seeing to what extent they can develop their state and build their economy. You can build your economy. Every state in this country has the potential to be an independent nation. We have all it takes, but it's leadership that is a problem. We must provide leadership at the various subnational levels so that we can address all challenges. It's not only about the federal government. There are things that are expected.
But at the center, do you think we are on the right path? Do you think we have the kind of leadership that can get Nigeria working again?
Yes. Yes, I have no reason to doubt what is happening. I have no reason, I have no justification. But the point is that whatever they are doing, every effort must be made to make sure that it starts materializing fast so that it can impact on the people.
So, in essence, you want to be Anambra governor?
Yes.
Why?
Because I want to change the narrative.
Is Soludo not doing a good job?
No.
You don't think he's doing anything?
I don't think so, yeah.
Really?
Yes, I don't think so.
The man says he's brought solution.
Well, yes, it depends on which of the solutions or which of the problems he wants to solve.
Security, is it not working?
No. Just don't mention that
Really?
to any average Anambra man.
I think it's getting worse.
It's the height of insecurity. By the height of it, by the peak. It is worse now.
Even with all of the coalition, all of the effort of the governor in trying to get traditional rulers.
What effort?
Getting local.
What effort?
Local leaders in.
What effort?
You don't see anything in all of
what
this?
effort? We really need to ask ourselves honest questions. We must remove politics from security. Being honest with you. I wouldn't talk as a politician now, but I will talk as an Anambrarian who is concerned. There is no day that passes in my state that you don't hear one negative story. It is either somebody has been kidnapped or somebody has been killed or there's a cult war in Oka or around where you have the institution.
Is it not typical to the southeast and some of the unrest that we see linked to the unknown gunmen and some of these agitations?
You may say, I wouldn't want to talk about other states because I don't have facts, because I don't live there. I rarely visit except I'm invited. But the point is that I will talk about my state where I live in, where I visit regularly. All right? And the reports, everything that happens there, I am aware. And I also come from there. I come from a community in Anambra State. So I'm feeling it directly, just like every other person who comes from Anambra State. The truth is that we are in a precarious situation. The challenge is enormous. Our level of insecurity is alarming.
But you don't agree that anything is being done in the area of security in terms of changing the narrative economic-wise. You don't also think that anything is changing. That man is an economic wizard.
It's not about who you are. It's not about being an economic wizard. Yes, you can be an economic wizard. But put it in practical terms.
Nothing has changed.
Yes, put it in practical terms.
But if you look
I'm looking
at
at it strictly from the perspective of what the common man.
if you look at the indices,
What are they?
since Soludo came into power, in terms of education, in terms of economic revenue generation, in terms of management of resources, in terms of infrastructure, the projects that is done in some local government area, you don't think that those are steps in the right direction?
The only way I can describe this is that if you come in a place of typical darkness, very thick darkness, you lit one candle, there's light. If you bring this type of light, there's light. If you bring 5 or 8 in the same place, there's light. But you're not talking about the quantum. You're not talking about the effect of the volume of light that you have brought in relation to the immediate environment where you have found yourself. There's a lot to do that is not being done. And let me tell you, the principal responsibility of any government, as provided in our constitution, as provided in our laws, is to be the protection of lives of people and their property. That's the primary responsibility of government. So no matter whatever investment you make in that sector, it can be justified. And again, let me tell you, unless you address the issue of insecurity, every effort you are making about economic investment is phantom. Because no sane investor will come into your client if he cannot be
and you don't think Soludo has done anything?
No. Since our insecurity, what has happened? A few weeks ago, a retired Archbishop of Anglican Church was kidnapped and kept in detention for almost 1 month. A few days ago, 2 reverend sisters, principals of schools, were kidnapped. A few weeks ago, there was a burial ceremony in Ihiala. About 9 people were shot dead. A few weeks ago, a lecturer in Oka was assassinated. A few weeks ago, as we speak now, a member of the House of Assembly is still in the kidnappers' den, as we speak.
And you think you have the solution?
Oh, sure.
The Soludo solution is not working?
No, I don't think it's working.
So it's a Moghalu solution that we should be looking for?
And mine may not be a solution.
What would that be?
Maybe a process.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have the ticket yet. The time has not come.
Yeah, exactly.
But you are optimistic that the Labour Party is going to give you the ticket?
By the grace of God. I will do everything, I will do the needful and leave the rest for Anambrarians to decide. The Labour people who are going to decide our fate are all Anambrarians. They live in Anambra State. They also have an opportunity to assess each and every one of us. They also have our antecedents, they have our history, and they'll be able to make up their mind. If they give me the ticket, then to God be the glory.
Interesting. Chief Judge Moghalu is a pioneer auditor or national auditor of the APC. Now an obedient, a Labour Party member, an aspirant for the Anambra governorship ticket of the Labour Party in the November election this year. Thanks so much indeed for coming tonight.
A pleasure as always, Shane.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having stayed to the end of this video. You made me really happy. One more thing, click on the notification bell so anytime I make a video, you will be the first to be notified. See you on the next one.